What is up, you guys? In today's video, we're going to walk through how do you know whether you should stay a part-time woodworker or you should try to become a full-time woodworking business owner. Without further ado, let's dive in and find out. All right, welcome back. As always, I'm so glad, so grateful that you chose to spend some time with me. I'm your host, Zach Vaught, and I help woodworkers and custom furniture business owners all across the world scale and grow their woodworking businesses. And if you want to know a little bit more about me, I started and struggled back in 2017 with my custom furniture business, did not know how to get new leads, how to get new sales, and I was just waiting on people to come to me. Because of that, I drained my savings account, had to go back and get another day job and keep my woodworking business alive as a side hustle and not do it part-time. But I finally started studying business principles. I started learning marketing and sales and fulfillment and building teams and streamlining operations and those sorts of things, right? And from that point on, really started to scale my custom furniture business to $70,000 per month right before I sold that in January of 2024. And so with that, I want to walk you through today, how do you know? Should I keep this as a part-time side hustle or should I make it a full-time thing? So let's talk about staying part-time. If you stay part-time, some of the pros of staying part-time is that you aren't dependent upon that income solely to provide for you and your family, right? So it can be something that can kind of grow organically. There's not as much pressure attached to it, right? As soon as you make something a full-time job, there's pressure for that thing to provide and do exceedingly well. There's less pressure on your business if you do it part-time. So what are the cons of doing it part-time? Well, the cons are that you're at your day job all day and you get home and you got to go work in the shop. This is one of the biggest cons that I hear about all the time. It's like, man, I want to spend time with my family. I want to be home. When I get home, I want to kick my feet up. I want to chill out. Well, if you are running a woodworking business part-time, you get to do a little bit of that, but not as much as you'd like because you are going to be at your day job. And then when you get home, you're going to be busy at work. Now, with that being said, you also need to draw some boundary lines for your life, right? You can't totally neglect your family and your children and all your responsibilities at home if you choose to do this part-time. So you got to say, I'm going to work on the business from this time to this time, and then after that, it's family time, right? Or when I get home from here to here, it's dinner, and I'm chilling out, I'm connecting with the kids and my family, and then from here to here, after I put the kids down, kiss my wife goodnight, I'm going to go out in the shop and work here, right? So you got to understand that there are sacrifices that you're making along the way to build anything. And by the way, if you're trying to build anything other than just working your day job, there are sacrifices you're going to have to make, period, right? If you're trying to build any other business, any other side hustle, you are exchanging leisure for opportunity. You're exchanging some time that you're going to spend doing maybe things that you love or with people that you love. You're going to be exchanging some time to focus on the business, right? That is the price that you're going to be paying, okay? But those are pros and cons of part-time. So what are pros and cons of full-time? Pro of full-time is that your business now has your undivided full attention, right? And you can move mountains, my friend, when you are not distracted. When you don't have your day job pulling at you and you don't have this happening and this happening and this happening. When you can go all in and focus on one thing, it's way easier to grow that thing. Okay, there's an analogy I heard one time that it's so true. And it's like, okay, let's say that you're on a soccer field and you get 10 kicks to get from one end of the field to the other. If you have 10 balls and you only get to kick each ball one time, or if you get one ball that you get to kick 10 times, how much further down the field is that one ball going to get with the 10 kicks? This is just a great visual to help you understand that living distracted is going to slow you down. Sometimes having a day job, having other side hustles, having all kinds of stuff happening in your life, it's just you're not going to be able to move at the speed that you would be able to move at if you had undivided attention on that one thing. So becoming a full-time woodworking business owner or custom furniture business owner, it's going to allow you to become super focused on that singular thing and ultimately grow and scale that business faster, as long as you're focusing on the right things. Now, that's another thing that's super important, okay? So that's a pro of doing it full-time, okay? The other thing that's so great about doing it full-time is that you are in total control of your income. This is one of the things that is so great about owning a business. It's also, if you're not good at business, can be a drawback, is that if you really crush it, your income grows. That doesn't always happen with a W-2 or day job. But if you really stink it up, your income is going to deteriorate. It's going to suffer, right? So you got to make sure that you are ready, fully ready to take that plunge if you want to make it your full-time job, okay? Now, what are the cons of making woodworking or custom furniture building a full-time job? Well, what I just said. It's that there's now pressure on your business to provide for you financially. And so when that happens, you're pulling money out of the business instead of reinvesting money into the business. Is every month that you do it part-time or every month that you're not trying to profit from the business, you can invest back into its growth and ultimately have a bigger business that can spit off more money in the future. But when you are dependent upon your business because you're working in it full time, you're depending upon it financially, you're going to put more pressure on it, and you can't really afford to have a string of bad months. You can't really afford to have a bad January, bad February, bad March. You've got to get results consistently, right? And so you have to be honed in on your systems. Your marketing system that's bringing you leads has to work every single month. Your sales process has to work. You got to close 10 to 15% of everyone that you talk to. Everybody that you give a quote to, you need to probably close 25 to 30% of everybody that you give a quote to. And then your fulfillment and operations, you've got to be able to get stuff done effectively and quickly so that you can collect second half payments to provide for you and your family, right? So these are the pros and cons of each. There is not a perfect one-size-fits-all solution for everybody. It depends on you and your unique circumstances. One thing I will say is that typically the guys inside of the Woodworking Business Accelerator program that tend to do better are the guys that don't fully rely on their woodworking business to provide for their family. What do I mean by that? I mean that they either have a day job or their wife or their spouse works, right? So if you have a day job and your wife has a job and you guys are taken care of and the woodworking business is just something that you're working on growing, those guys tend to do better because they can weather the storms. They can have great months, they can have bad months, and they don't get so emotionally worked up when something doesn't go their way. And by the way, there's going to be a lot of stuff that doesn't go your way. Growing a business is very difficult to do. And so you need to make sure that if you are trying to do this full time, you are just ready for it. You need to have a big fat cushion of savings to cover you in case something goes catastrophically wrong. And so I say this just to give you the pros and the cons of each, and you can kind of make your own decision from there. Ideally, you leave it part-time as long as possible until it's too big to continue to do part-time, and then you do it full-time, right? Even at the height of my business where I was doing $70,000 per month, I was still a full-time pastor, right? I had a team that was running the business for me, right? So, but it just depends on your unique circumstance, right? So with that being said, I've got some resources for you. Number one, I want you to check out the Handmade Business Secrets ebook. It's a completely free ebook, and it's really just outlines my story of starting and really struggling when I started to ultimately scaling and selling my custom furniture business that was doing over $70,000 per month, and really just the business principles that are so important along with that. So be sure to check that out. Second is the Handmade Hero Academy program. Listen, if you are trying to get your feet off the ground, trying to figure out how to make this thing work, but you need some business knowledge, you need some business principles, this is the single best place that I can direct you. It's the most affordable option that we have. Also, if you sell one piece of custom furniture based on what you learn inside that program, it more than pays for itself. So be sure to check that out. And then lastly is the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. This is for the guys that are really dreaming big and ready to take it to the next level. If you are ready to go to $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per month and make good money, and if you're able and willing to invest in your business to do that, be sure to check that out. We're currently working with over 65 people all over the US and Canada and helping them scale and grow their businesses. And so with that, if you have any questions, need any help about anything, let me know in the comments below. Would love to continue this conversation. And if you have not, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to do so. With that being said, as always, thank you. I love you. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.